Hi everyone, thank you for tuning back in to Tenderness for Nurses. It has been a little bit of time between podcasts. Thank you for hanging in there. Today I have a very dear friend of mine, Damian, who has decided that he can chat about what he's going through, and it really impacts us as nurses, doctors, healthcare professionals. Just something that's really good to know and keep an eye out for in the space of, cancer. He said yes, he'd come and have a chat with us, so I'm really excited. Welcome, Damian.
Thank you.
And just tell everyone what you did for work and how you and I met, and just a little bit of what your life was like prior to your diagnosis.
So I moved to Brisbane probably 7 years ago now. I met Beck in my building. We just hit it off like literally straight away, so it was really good actually. A flight attendant for a job. I worked for an airline as a cabin manager. I've been there 9.5 years now, I think. Yeah, and that's how Beck and I sort of cross paths.
What did you do before being a flight attendant?
I owned hairdressing salons in Cairns, and I used to ride horses. Show jumping, so I used to do the show jumping circuit with horses all the time with the horse track.
See, I didn't know that. I knew you loved your horses and you did lots with your horse, but I didn't realise you actually was on the circuit.
Yeah, I used to do that a lot, and then that's when I was living in Cairns, and then I went through a divorce, and then I moved to Brisbane. That's what brought me to Brisbane.
Okay. Now, 18 months ago, you moved to a new premises. Mm-hmm. You moved out, which I was highly offended by. But anyway.
I'm still around the corner.
That's it. You are still around the corner. Damien, you moved out, and you said to me that, your back was sore. But prior to that, I had also noticed that you'd lost quite a lot of weight. Tell me and just explain to everyone around that, what was happening at that time.
I was working lots, to be honest. When I work, I love to work, so I'm very dedicated to my job when it comes like that. And being a flight attendant, I was travelling a lot back and forward. But I went through a stage where I did get COVID and influenza A, not once, but twice, but 3 times in a row. Throughout that stage, I lost 23 kilos, all in a space of probably 2 months.
It literally was overnight.
Yeah, just shredded.
It looked that way. You just shredded, yeah.
So I ended up having some tests, went through all that. They found a sarcoma. So I had that removed, that was fine. Had a little bit of treatment for it, that was fine.
And where was that sarcoma? Where was it?
On just like in the muscle of the bum cheek.
Okay.
Fast forward, not putting on any weight, feeling better though in myself, like a lot better in myself. Yeah, like when I say feeling a lot better, like I actually thought I was at a peak for a bit, but then back pain just got worse and worse. And when I say about back pain, I mean to the point
horrific,
where it's almost crippling. And I remember actually walking into you one day downstairs, and you were like, "You're walking like an old man." Like, I'm 44, and I was like, "Yeah, I've had really bad back pain." Anyway, just recently, 9 weeks ago, I guess now, it'd be 9 weeks.
Yeah.
I was at home on a Saturday night. It was about 7 o'clock at night, and my back pain was so bad, and I took some Panadol and Nurofen and was like, I'll go to bed. But I called in sick for work because I knew that my back was not right that night. Like, it was not right at all.
I just want to intervene here and let you know that Damian was still working when he could, even though I had said to him, mate, this isn't right. Your back is too sore for you to be working, and he kept working.
I did work a lot, and I do have a high tolerance for pain too, I think, which made it a little bit harder. So, like, even when I do get a little bit of pain, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be right, I'll push through, like a lot of people do. But anyway, I woke up the next morning. I literally walked from my bedroom to the toilet, had a wee, and then walked to the kitchen, and I was collapsed, paralysed.
So you couldn't feel your legs?
Couldn't feel anything. And then the worst bit was my phone. When I collapsed, like, my kitchen is wide, my phone had gone under the fridge a bit. So I was struggling to get it. So I ended up calling 000. The ambulance was so quick. They were good. They were there within, I reckon, 15 minutes. But they couldn't get in my building because the managers weren't there. And unfortunately with apartments, and I've never ever thought about this with apartment living, is that unless you buzz them in, they can't get to your floor.
See, I always thought that there was a special key that they could have, because I know the fireys do.
Ambos don't. So then, of course, how I managed to get my phone out from under the fridge, I don't know, which I should. Now I always wear my watch. My watch is my biggest thing now, my Apple Watch. But I managed to get on to my ex-husband, who we are best friends. And I said, the ambulance is coming. I told him what had happened. He panicked. Lucky he could get a hold of another friend of mine who does have a key to my apartment. So they all met the ambulance, and the ambulance come and got me and took me to hospital.
And when you went to hospital, how long was it before you could start feeling your legs again?
Oh, I felt them again pretty much straight away.
Okay, so you just sort of...
It was like a
spasm.
A spasm, and I lost everything. But when the ambulance arrived at my house, I got all feeling back. But the pain was so strong. It was like, honestly, it felt like someone put a knife at the top of my back and kept pulling it down like this.
Oh, my God.
So then the ambulance gave me the whistle and something else, and did all those things that they do. It wouldn't take any pain away. So even on the ambulance drive to the hospital, every bump, every single thing was just astronomically pain. Like I've never experienced pain like this. And then I remember arriving at the hospital. Of course, they were sedating me and all that sort of thing. I had some scans done. They went through some things. I went straight away from emergency to short stay. Mm-hmm. I was popped into short stay. I had to have x-rays done. And then the next morning, the most loveliest doctor of all she was, come in, held my hand. She said, Damian, I'm sorry to tell you, but you've got multiple myeloma. And I was like, okay. And she's like, you have 4 fractures, L1, L2, L3, L4 in your spine. This is why you have back pain. This is why you can't move. And I was like, oh, okay. So she told me that. My ex-husband was there with me at the time. But then I heard nothing for 24 hours.
Nothing?
I was just in the hospital bed, medicated, drugged up. No one come and saw me to explain it. I laid there this was 8:30 in the morning. I laid there till maybe 3 or 4 o'clock before I had the guts to call my mother and tell my mother. So I didn't want to tell her. But like my ex-husband and I were like, you need to tell Mum. And actually when I rang Mum, my mum's a nurse as well, she was like, I knew that something was wrong because you can't have trauma like that. You can't have fractures like that without trauma. So she knew. And then the following day, more x-rays, more tests, MRIs to find out how far it had gone. I had a bone where they take it out of your bone marrow. Then the next challenge for them was trying to find a surgeon that would operate on my back.
So taking a little step back, when they diagnosed you with multiple myeloma, is there, because it's a disease of the blood, and in the people I know that have had multiple myeloma, it always results in fractures. You end up with hot spots through your body. What percentage of...
80.
And is that the case with most people that go in? Most people get it earlier?
Most people, I think the doctor said to me, were around anywhere from 5 to 15%.
So a very dear friend of mine has multiple myeloma as well, and she was by the time it was diagnosed with her, she was in that same category as you, and she's doing amazingly well, which is really positive for me and for you. Like to hear that, that you know someone, and that's significant, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So are you at risk of more fractures all the time?
I still have fractures now.
Okay, so when they operated...
So it took the doctor, the oncology team had to put it out there to find a doctor that would operate on my back because it's high risk. So what they wanted to do was go into the spine, into the fractures and cement the fractures. So they go in with all these little needles and cement them. So they open the fracture apparently and then cement it and then it closes. A couple of surgeons wouldn't do it. They finally found a surgeon that would do it. So this was over a period of maybe 4 days of being in hospital. In that time of having the x-rays and getting ready after I was told I was going to have surgery, I accumulated another 3 fractures just laying in bed.
Oh my God. And where were they?
So there's 2 up the top. I can't remember the L7 or something, or 7, R7 or something like. I'm not real familiar.
T7?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, up there. And that was just from laying in bed and having spasms at night. So when I would lay in bed in hospital, the medication I was on was very, very strong. Like I had the, what do you call those machines?
Like a PCA, patient-controlled analgesia, and you could...
You know, they inject all the time.
Yeah.
Pain relief constantly. I had 2 of those in. So I was on very strong pain relief in the hospital, but I would still have spasms in the back. So when the back would spasm, it would lock. So obviously when I was spasming over those 2 days from having all the scans and the CT scans to then getting those 3 more fractures before the operation has come from just spasming in the bed.
So does that then mean that all your bones down your spine are all impacted now by the multiple myeloma, and whatever it is that it does to the bone, they're now much softer than what they were originally?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So even to vomit or anything that is a scare that I'll fracture something else. Yeah, I end up having the surgery. They fixed L1, L2, L3. A little bit of cement did leak through my blood. Mm-hmm. So then we went into they go into a precaution thing because it can't go near the blood, it can't go into your lungs. So the cement, so I had to have a scan every 8 hours.
Oh, every 8 hours?
Yep, to make sure that it hadn't leaked and gone into the thing. It's normal that a little bit of cement will leak in the blood. So I was assured of that. So this is all in the period I spent 5 weeks in hospital, in bed, not being able to walk, not being able to shower, not being able to do anything for myself.
Because it actually is a not common type of cancer, isn't it? And historically, it has always presented more in African American race than it is in Caucasian.
And people of an older age, so 55 plus.
Okay.
So to be 44 and have a disease like this and be so heavily impacted from it.
Yeah.
That, I think, was a shock even to the doctors themselves.
Was the sarcoma related?
No.
So completely different?
Yep.
Wow. That's unbelievable. How did you find your stay in the hospital? Because currently there's so much out there on social media about how bad nursing is, how bad medicine is, how bad the public health sector is. How did you find it?
I found the hospital that I was in, honestly, to be the most amazing treatment I've ever had. My oncology team, everything, apart from that at the start of having that 24 hours of pretty much of not, like being told something, but then not having any answers, and I didn't really know what multiple myeloma was. For me, that was probably the worst bit of it.
Yeah.
But that was also too because they're referring you on to the oncology team, and it's like they pass you on to the next
sector. So it's something completely new and different to what
that's right.
You're used to.
So for me, that was probably the worst bit of it. But then from there forward, my stay in the hospital for me was, I was so well looked after. I was so well cared for. I felt like they never wanted to see me in pain. I only had one bad night there where I had a nurse that
wasn't a regular nurse.
Wasn't a regular.
Yeah.
She came in. Now by this stage, I had palliative care team were doing all my medications. So they had everything on charts, what I was supposed to have every 4 hours.
And PRN, if you needed something,
yep, so if
you could ask for it.
If I wanted any pain relief at any time, I could have inject it straight into it like a, don't know what they call it, oxycodone, pretty much straight into it like a tube in my belly.
Yep.
So I buzzed, and this nurse, she didn't give me any pain relief for 14 hours.
She actually said it wasn't McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is...
She gave me Panadol and said, I'm worried about you. If I give you any more oxycodone, she said, you won't be able to go to the toilet, and I'm worried about that. And I said, well, you're not the doctor, and this is what they've prescribed. I have 3 fractures in my spine at this stage. I need to be able to sleep. I can't move. Nothing.
Did you request another nurse, or you felt that,
I did.
You
She
did?
she wouldn't send anyone else. But then when the doctors came the next day, of course, they picked up the chart and said, why have you had no pain relief? So they did go and investigate it, and I told them what happened. And I was just lucky that I was in a shared room then, that the lady beside me called out to my doctor and said, can you come in here? I'll tell you what, I could hear it last night. She just wouldn't give me anything. And then she looked at me and said, are you okay? You seem, like you seem really stressed. You need a hug. And then bent down to grab me.
God.
And I said, don't touch me, because she wanted to pull me up. But I had a fractured back, so I was on an airbed. I couldn't move. Couldn't piss, couldn't shit, couldn't do anything myself.
Oh, my God. So had she even bothered to read your chart? Probably not.
Yeah, she would. She was reading it in front of me. She was really, really odd. That was the only bad experience I had at the hospital.
And it wasn't a regular staff member?
No, she was a call-in.
She was an agency.
Otherwise, the rest of them were just amazing.
When you get yourself to that stage and you're in so much pain, it takes a long time to then get on top of it.
That's what the doctor
Again?
said the next day. Like they said, we just got you to not spasm, kind of. Well, I was still spasming, but not to that point. Like when I say spasm, the body would go into lockdown. I couldn't do anything. Like it was so painful. It was screaming spasm. Like I couldn't even, to go to a toilet, I couldn't sit. So I couldn't get low enough to sit.
Is that right?
So even with a hospital toilet chair, which was higher, I still couldn't sit on that. So if I had to go to the toilet, as disgusting as it sounds, I had to stand to poo.
The normal person doesn't think of that stuff. And for a lay person or yourself, even for me, moving your bowels is a big thing. And then, as nurses, we do like to know and we follow it up and it doesn't worry us. But it worries a lot of other people. And it is also something, if you don't move your bowels, you get really crook. Mm-hmm. And that's even worse for someone like you with all the fractures you've got, because the straining then you would have to do would be next level.
And not only that, even urine, like at the front, the minute I needed to wee and I couldn't wee, the pressure that put around that area, which was putting onto my spine as well.
So that little amount of pressure could cause a fracture?
They were doing the machine over my bladder all the time. So sometimes I'd have, 450 mils in there. If I had that and I couldn't wee, so then in the end they end up putting a catheter in.
I must say, the day I popped up to see you and I saw I was very, very relieved and delighted to see that.
It was the best thing that they could have done.
It's one thing you don't have to think about.
Well, the thing was that I couldn't raise the bed enough to get comfortable enough to be able to wee into a bottle anyway.
Wow.
That was the problem. So I was so restricted in my movement. Like even when they moved me around the hospital, normally they would just pop a plank under you and move you across bed to bed. They walked me around that hospital in the same airbed for the whole 5 weeks I was there.
Is that right?
Yes. So the only time I left that airbed was when I had my back surgery, which obviously I was completely out to it. They moved me across. But everything else, when I had my bone marrow done, because I had to go down and have that surgery done too, they did it in my bed. They rolled me on my side in my bed, down there, and did it on my bed, on the airbed.
So that's a pretty good indication of just where you're at with
the pain.
With your pain. Damian, the person, and I hate to say there's a before and after, but there is. You were a bit larger than life. Like you were always out and about, or we would always catch up. So Dam and I met outside, but then we'd catch up in the dog park. We'd go for dinner, or we just had just a really nice relationship. I'd get the odd blow dry from you, which everyone loves a good blowy. And, your personality was, everyone knew you. And you and Frank's a chow chow. And to see you now, and you and I are still, chat and laugh and whatever, but do you feel that people are treating you differently now?
I feel the whole experience for me has made me realise who my friends are. It's made me take a big look at who is really important in my life and who really is there to care about me and who's just there for the fun demo.
And have you, I suppose you're probably like me, you've got lots of people and
lots of acquaintances.
Lots and lots of acquaintances. But honestly,
not a lot of friends.
Really good friends, I'd be two hands worth.
Not even.
And did a lot of people reach out to you? And if they did,
Look,
how
I've
did
had
you
a lot of
find
people
that?
reach out. I've had a lot of people want to come visit. But like at the moment, like I'm going through chemotherapy now, and then I'm about to go into stem cell treatment plus bone marrow. I can't really afford to have people around me all the time because I'm so scared of getting sick. So the people that do come and visit me are like yourself, or the people that I trust enough to know that they're not going to turn up sick.
Oh, God, no.
So, look, but lots of people reached out. The outpour, the support like that was amazing. The ones that I thought would support me more.
And what do you mean by that? They just haven't offered to help, or they haven't
Or they ring
contacted you?
or they ring and they go on about them. They ring and they'll go, oh, I had to catch 2 trains today, or I had to do this coming from the Gold Coast. God, life's tough.
It does change, doesn't it, how you think about
Absolutely.
life and things and
Absolutely.
love. And so what have you found, apart from maintaining your health, is probably the most important thing for you to do on a daily basis? More for you. No, I'm not talking medically. What helps you get through every day knowing, that you've got this prognosis?
I wake up every day. Every day I breathe, I think I'm lucky to be here now.
Okay.
It's changed my mental health that much that every day I wake up, I go, I'm breathing.
I'm okay.
It's a good day. But then I also give myself targets each week of things that I want. So for me, like, I've got a new partner. I want a life with that partner.
Absolutely.
So I strive to do that. Like, I had my back operation 4 weeks ago, and I'm walking already with a walker.
You're doing great.
Like, I walk around like an old lady. But I strive to have these things every day for myself to make. And then I also think that there's someone out there worse off than me all the time.
It's funny, our mutual friend Kath, and Kath's been on the podcast, and from her cancer diagnosis, she has lost mobility of her legs. But hand on heart, I don't think I know anyone as positive as she is. And don't get me wrong, she has good days and bad days, as we all do. But, she's in this big wheelchair now, and this is a woman that was super, super sporty, like yourself, always out and about, always doing stuff, and she didn't ask for that diagnosis. And she's young too. Yeah. But, things that make her rock her world now is Sam, my therapy dog, sitting on a lap and going for a wheel ride. And she's made some amazing friends at Portside, which you have started to do where you live.
Yeah. You do. You push every day. Like I push for my family. There's nothing more important than family in your life. And sometimes it does take a wake-up call to make you realise how close you need to be with your family. Like, I've always lived away from my family, like, since I was 17. I've never lived in the same city. I've always lived away. But, like, now my family have been so supportive. And it's not just tough on me, like, it's tough on them. It's tough on your friends. It's tough on everyone else around you. It's not...
Yeah, the people that love you never want to see you suffer.
No. So it's tough on everyone else. It's not just tough on you. And that's, like, sometimes I have to take a deep breath and take a step back and go, it's not just me this is hurting, it's hurting other people around. Because people have to deal with it as well.
And some people are shit.
Some people don't deal with things.
Dealing with things like this. They don't know what to say, or whereas and maybe it comes from nursing, but my motto is just go in and ask the question off the bat and get it away, get rid of the white elephant in the room, and then go from there.
But you don't have, people don't have to call every day and go, how's your cancer, or how's this? Call up, make someone laugh. It's the best medicine of all. Like you, when you call, you go, I'm popping over with a coffee. I love that. And a laugh is what sometimes gets me through a day too, because, like, at the end of the day, I really don't have a lot to look forward to.
Except usually that I did.
Yeah, exactly. And
okayed by the specialist, I just want to say.
But, those are the things that you don't have to go on about cancer. You don't have to go on about things. I mean, people need to be aware of what it really does do to someone mentally, physically.
Spiritually, emotionally, all of the above.
And even myself, I never thought it would do what it's done to me. I know I'm a changed person. I know it's changed me.
I can see that in you. You, and like all of us, and I think I was the same, a little bit up and down emotionally, To me, actually, you seem more level. Does that make sense? And I mean, if I was you, I'd be rocking in the corner. But you're. I don't know. I admire you. You know, you get up, you have your shower. I know with me when I've had depression or felt pretty crappy, I struggle to get out of bed. And here you are, out of bed, showered, shaved, hair done.
Trying to make my bed myself.
Oh, that's
'Cause
impressive.
I'm such a clean freak.
He is. I was nearly scared to pick him up today in the car because it's so dirty.
Mine's filthy too. But yeah, like I always feel that no matter what's going on in my life, now I've realised that there's people out there that are worse off than me. And after being in hospital and seeing that.
What are your goals now? Like, have they changed? Obviously, they're going to change completely. That's a stupid question. But in what way have they changed?
Well, multiple myeloma is never curable, so which we know. Just to get as much out of life as I can.
It is, though, a very heavily researched cancer, and there are new treatments coming out.
Yes, I'm
all
on
the time.
I'm on a child chemo at the moment.
Love it.
And then a few weeks from now, I go in to have stem cell treatment, which I know will knock me. So, and that's another tough 3 weeks of your life too, because you're in isolation. So no family.
No one can visit you during that time, can they?
No.
So what do you know about stem cell transplant?
Well, I've been researching and watching a lot about it at the moment. But so not next week, not the week after, I think it is, I'll go in and they pretty much will burn me out with chemo. And then the following day take my stem cells out. So they pretty much kill you with chemo.
About kill you, yeah.
Yep. And then take your stem cells out because that's when they're at their highest point or something.
I'm not 100% sure on that.
I'm not either. From what I can gather, that's when the stem cells become at their highest point. So that's when they take them out. Then they take them out, take them away, freeze them, spin them, something like that in that thing. And then they'll pop them back into my body. So they're going to try first with my own stem cells. Then if that fails, then I have to have a donor.
So then is that a family member that can donate, or is it anyone?
Anyone, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So haven't sort of crossed that path yet because
the first one's going to work.
Well, fingers crossed, yeah. That's how I think every day, that it is going to work. But I just know that, it's 3 weeks, no visitors, isolated room at the hospital.
Can you have your phone with you? Can you talk to people?
Yeah, I think so. I'm sure I'd be able to FaceTime and things. I hope so. Gosh,
I'd
be mental without a phone. And I did run into some people because so when I was in hospital, I thought I was in intensive care. I was actually in palliative care.
Yeah. You told me that the first day. I was like, ooh, that's bad.
But I actually was talking to a few people who had, I was talking to one guy who had stem cell, and he sort of said his wife had told me for the first week, he wouldn't have even known he was there. So they must obviously put you pretty much to sleep, which is probably not a bad thing because it'll make the time go quicker.
But my friend that has it, she didn't have any problems with it at all. And yet I've got another dear friend of mine, her husband has multiple myeloma, and she just said it was the most horrendous time ever, with that stem cell transplant. She said he couldn't even open his eyes.
Yeah, that's what they say it's like.
So it's obviously very variable, but the weirdest thing is, as you and I have discussed, I actually know 5 people that have had multiple myeloma now, and it's meant to be a very uncommon cancer.
It's supposed to be rare.
So maybe people need to be aware, and they start hanging around me. It's like, oh.
I know.
MM.
And you had told me ages ago that you thought it was multiple myeloma. We had this conversation a long time ago, but my doctors kept thinking it was osteoporosis.
But the only thing that made me wonder about it was your huge initial weight loss and then your pain. And it was how that happened that I was like...
And when we say pain, I have high tolerance for pain.
Oh, no, when I've seen you, pain is horrendous.
Like when I was riding horses, I remember up in North Queensland, I broke my collarbone. I fell off and broke my collarbone. I walked myself to the hospital.
Ouch.
With a broken collarbone. By the time I got to the hospital, my boot, my horse riding boot, was full of sweat water in the bottom like that.
No.
And the doctor said, "Did you walk here?" I was like, "Yeah." But that's like, I have a high tolerance for pain. So for me to be in that much pain, and you've got to remember, like I was working.
You were.
With 3 fractures in my spine. Every day flying.
And I want to tell you guys, I kept telling him not to go to
Yeah,
work.
she was. But I was going to work every day.
But it was good for you. That was your mental health and your,
it was.
You know, I suppose checking out, moving away from it at that time and thinking about other people, which is something you've always done.
Mm-hmm.
And we can delete this if you don't want to, while I ask the question. You now have a new partner.
Mm-hmm.
Most gay guys are on PrEP and are using that, you know, moving forward. Every 3 months they get their script and get other things checked. Can you take PrEP while you're doing all of this?
No. So my partner and I, we made the decision. I mean, he would never do anything like that. But we both got tested at the same time.
Yep.
And I can't take it anymore, and he's not taking it anymore either.
Okay.
He's been the most supportive human.
He's just delightful.
Like, I would have ran a mile. But he's been there. He's been by my side every step of the way, and he's seen me. Like that first week when I was in hospital.
He's seen you at your worst.
Oh, I looked terrible. And even like my mum, everyone, they thought, he's not coming home.
So you wouldn't let me come up to the hospital at that time. We spoke.
I was so bad the first week. And Mum said there was days where, because obviously they were trying I can't remember what they call those things that inject. It's like a machine. Runs all day. So every 30 seconds it administers
just a
medication.
syringe pump.
But they were the palliative care team were trialling drugs to things. There was days where my eyes were just back in my head. I didn't even know I was there. And Mum said I was coming out with these like they were talking. And then I'd just come out with anything and just talk about anything. Like it was like, I didn't even know I was there.
Is that right? Because
until they got the right balance of what I needed for.
And clearly that took a fair bit of time.
It did.
There
was like, that. I think in one syringe there was like six different medications in one syringe. And we're talking strong medications. Ketamine. And
was it at that stage when you were on the syringe pump, or the pump drive, or whatever you want to call it, was your pain under control? Or was it only after the surgery when they cemented things together?
That's when it changed.
That's when it changed for you?
Yep.
So it must have been very unstable and continually moving then.
It was.
Because I arrived early one morning to see you. And just a little heads up, guys, if you have someone, regardless of how much you love them or how close you are, just, when you're going to pop up and see someone in hospital, just ask and and if they say no, don't take offence to it, because there are there's some people I just wouldn't want to see me in hospital, and you were the same.
Very selective.
But I get there and I was so delighted. Damian was in showering himself, which is pretty cool. And so, the nurse is there making the bed, so I get in and we make the bed together, and he was saying, "Oh, you make a good bed."
Mm-hmm. I did. That's right. I did.
Hospital corners.
That's right.
Which was something that happened to me when I was in hospital. A student nurse came in, and it was a third year, and he was trying to make my bed, and I was sitting there watching him, and his nurse was watching him, and I was getting angrier and wild, to the point I was about to stand, and I could hardly stand myself back then after the surgery, to make it myself, because we were taught the importance of a well-made bed in prevention of any sort of bed sores, the comfort for the patient, rubbing heels, it was paramount, and boy, did we get in trouble if we didn't make the bed correctly.
Right. Well, I spent every day in the bed, but I must say the beds in that hospital, like I was on an airbed.
Yep.
Amazing.
They're fantastic,
aren't they? To think that I was in a bed for 5 weeks, could barely move, to not have a bed sore, to not have anything like that, because of that bed, amazing.
Are you excited about having the stem cell?
No, petrified.
You're petrified. Do you think that will be the changing point?
Yeah, look, if everything goes to plan, and I'm such an upbeat person, I think positive, I don't think negative, but I am scared. Deep down, I'm scared, because it's a lot to go through. It's a lot to go through on your own.
It's the on your own bit that would terrify me.
But if it all goes to plan, and anything I get out of this, anything, whether it be a year, whether it be 6 months, whether it be 10 years, I'll be so grateful for, because that's where my mindset is at. But
and
it's taken me a long time. It's taken me a long time to get to that mindset too. Like there's days where I do wake up and cry.
So have you got a psychologist that you're talking to, and they're helping?
Yeah, they have been good, yeah. Once a fortnight. But sometimes I feel, for me, I need to wake up some mornings and just have a cry.
Absolutely.
It might only be a cry for 30 seconds. It might only be a cry for 2 minutes. But I have that cry and I just feel better for the day. But everything does go through your head. Like every night now, like I'm home at the moment and I'm going in to have outpatients chemo, which is so good because I don't want to be in hospital any more than I need to be. Every night I wake up at the same time. Every night I wake up at like 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm probably awake for sometimes an hour and a half. It's just, I can't change it now. I don't know why. But every night I lay there, and I do lay there, and it crosses through your head every single time. It's like, why me? Why at 44 am I getting this? What could I have done different? You know, should I have been eating different foods? Should I have done this or should I have done that? It's got nothing to do with any of that. It's just luck of the draw.
Something just happened, hey?
It's the life direction that was pushing me. That's where it was going. I don't know. So I've just learnt to accept it. But it is hard. It is so hard. It's emotionally draining. It's tough to look at family. It's tough. Like, there's so many things around it. It's not just the cancer. To be honest with you, the cancer's probably the smallest bit of it. Everything else around it is what's worse. It's everything else that's going on around it, and the, you know, like not being able to go back to work, and like...
You waiting for your a wheelchair access. How long that's going to take?
20 days to get a pass to park in a disabled park.
That stuff's sort of a bit crazy.
But like me, I can't, like, I mean, I have bad chemo brain at the moment, and that is a serious thing, chemo brain, and I joke about it. And the other thing too, I admire any woman in the world that can go through menopause, because I literally have the worst menopause, I guess you call it. I sweat and sweat and sweat from chemo, like it just runs through me. Oh, it's awful.
Can you smell it?
Yeah.
You can. Interesting.
It's so, I admire any woman that goes through menopause now. If a woman was to say to me now, I'm going through menopause, gosh, the way I would change inside to what I was before about it, I would be like, I get every bit of it now, because it's just shocking. It's so bad.
So, a question at the moment I'm big into helping people that are homelessness, and I happened to read that, you know, I lived down Hamilton Way, and someone had written on their page how disgraceful it was that someone had set up a tent near a kids' park. How dare they? You know, this is Ascot, blah, blah, blah. It took all my willpower not to say, well, how about you take them down some food and, you know, see if they want...
at the Ascot Park.
Yeah, somewhere.
I did see it.
And, you know, and obviously they can't afford accommodation, or whatever their reason is. A little bit of compassion would go a long way. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure it's entered your mind, if you had been on your own and didn't have as much support around you as you do, where would you be now, seeing you don't have a job? Well, you have a job, but
I still
you
have
can't
a job,
work.
But I can't work. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Has that entered your head?
Oh, absolutely, every single day. It puts financial stress on it, and the cost of living has gone up so much. Like, you can't go to the supermarket anymore and just buy a couple of items and it's cheap.
No, you can't.
It's so expensive, but wages haven't gone up. I mean, I'm lucky in a sense that I still have holidays and things like that I can chew up as well. And I do get assistance. But I'm lucky I have a family too, because without them, I don't know where I would be. I actually don't know. I'd probably be in a tent too.
None of us know, because they all say we're 2 paychecks away from being homeless.
Yep.
It just made me, when I saw that this morning, it just made me think, because we were having this podcast today, where you sit with all of that, and
stressful.
Is it something you've discussed or talked about or worried about?
Yeah, of course I've worried about things like that. And, like, I can't remember, for me, I can't remember what my last flight was.
Wasn't it to Bali?
I think so. I can't remember. And that, for me, if that is my last flight forever, it's not how I want to finish my job.
No.
I love my job. I love flying. But now it's I can't even remember. I would have to call the company to find out what my last flight was.
I'm pretty sure it was Bali, Dulce.
Yeah, I think it was. but like,
But that's scary, isn't
you know,
it?
and I didn't even know the crew I worked with, and
So literally 9 weeks ago,
my life just was turned upside down.
completely turned around. What would your recommendations be if you had your time again around diagnosis when you initially started having, you know, the issues with sarcoma and then, you know, the weight loss, that sort of thing? What would you have done differently or nothing?
Yeah, of course I would do things different. Yeah, you would. I would look anything now, anything that I think is going on with the body that you don't think is normal. I would be straight to a doctor. If you don't like their opinion, get another opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because life can be so short.
And you've had to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You've had to change GPs because one wouldn't give you any pain relief at all, and yet you had 3 fractures in your back or 4.
But I couldn't get any pain
Couldn't
relief.
get any pain medication.
So I would, yeah, or I'd go and, I mean, there's things out there now, especially like for cancer and things like that, where you can go to these places. But again, too, it's $700-800 just to have these full scans.
Yeah, the PET scans.
Yeah, to be able to tell you if there's something in the body. And
Have you had one of those scans done?
a PET scan. Yeah, I've had lots of them.
What does it look like? Are you lit up like a Christmas tree? Or just the spine area is highlighted?
I can't remember really. I can't remember what happened on that one. I know the MRI was the worst one for me.
Oh, was it?
Oh, never again. I never want one again, ever.
Really?
Horrified.
Wow.
An hour and 30 minutes in an MRI machine.
Oh, God, that long? Oh, that's a bit yuck.
I pressed the buzzer 3 times to be let out. And I was sedated. But I was
Wow.
literally like kind of bolted
Mm-hmm.
because I couldn't move my back.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the most horrific thing I've been
Isn't that
through.
terrible?
And that noise just plays in my
Oh,
head.
isn't it awful?
It plays in my head now all the time.
Does it?
And even when he got me out of the machine, because I pressed it, I said, I can't do this anymore, stop. We come out of the machine, he's like, I just need to do another couple of shots. Just need a few more minutes. It'll be 3 more minutes. I'd go back on it. It was another 20 minutes, like, because, you know, you got music playing as well.
Yeah.
So I counted the songs. How
my
I got
God.
through that day, I don't even know. Like, it mentally has
Ruined you.
awful.
I can see that you're getting weary. I can see the energy levels are dropping. Give us some Damo advice for life.
For life. Enjoy it. Love it. Don't say no to things. I regret it. I used to sit at home and go, oh, I won't go out tonight, or I won't do this, or I won't go on that little holiday, or I won't go here for the weekend. Do it.
Do everything you can.
Don't be so material things. Like, there's so
The
much.
next Louis Vuitton bag isn't that important.
That's not important. Get out there with friends, make memories, have fun. You know, if it's a hangover, it's a hangover. Who cares?
Yeah, that's it, hey?
It's only there for a few hours. But you've had fun and you've created a memory and you've created something, because you can sit at home like I've done for the last few years and not really go out, and you've got no memories of.
But you did. It's just you
I mean,
were
I did
working
go out,
so
but
many
I worked
hours.
a lot, yeah. I worked a lot to fulfill myself, because being a flight attendant, being in Bali and things like that,
You loved.
for me, that was like being out.
Yeah, okay.
So, but like now I look at it, because like now I can't really go out. Like if I'm so fatigued all the time now, is that if I was, like for me to go out, like if you rang me tonight and said, let's go for dinner, my dinner would be at 6 o'clock and I would be home by 7 in the door.
But that's okay.
Like an hour for me is long enough now, because I just get so tired so quickly. And then I've also learnt through research and things like that, because that's all I do now, is that like I used to sleep through the day for 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes. Micro-napping is better for cancer fatigue.
Is it?
Yep, so 10, 15 minutes here. So I'll say to my partner, we'll be on the couch watching something, I'll say to him, wake me in 10 minutes. And it's surprising, just that 10-minute nap, because I will fall asleep just like that.
So you can?
Yep, just like that. The minute I say it, I go. And then I'll say, wake me up in 10 minutes. Just that 10-minute nap, it's amazing the difference it does make throughout the day.
How good's that?
So if you do multiple of those through the day, better.
You're good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your tips, don't say no, live life to the max.
Live life to the fullest. Get out there.
And micro-napping.
Mm-hmm.
You would have made a great nurse.
And if you think you're sick, do something about it. Don't sit there and put things off like I did. Don't put it off. Get out there and do something. If you're not happy with what they're telling you, because you know your body. No one knows your body like you do. You know your body. If it's not right, like I knew mine wasn't right. I kicked myself because I didn't push harder. But if you think there's something wrong and your doctor's saying there's nothing wrong, go to someone else. Get a second opinion.
Thank you so much for giving up your time to chat with us. And I know, this wasn't easy for you to do, and I appreciate it so much. But everyone else out there will too, because, multiple myeloma isn't, most people have never even heard of it.
No.
So, you're making it aware. It's what's wonderful about it is the amount of research that is going into it and all the new treatments that are coming out. So that's very exciting, which also shows you as a cancer how much it's growing.
Mm-hmm.
So just one other quick question. Do they know what can trigger it or have an idea of what can trigger it?
No. Well, they've never told me that, no.
Yeah. Just curious.
Yeah, I would be curious to know that actually as well. Can I ask that next time?
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
Tomorrow, so I'm going to ask.
Things to say, what was I doing that could have, flared it? But that's it for us. Thank you so much. Oh, no, thanks for being so honest. I appreciate it, and I know it's not easy for you, so I'm very, very grateful.
For you.
Oh, Giles.
Best friend I've known.
Well, maybe third before, after Jared and the dog.
The dog.
Hang on, 5, and Rob.
Yeah.
Thanks, hun.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.